Alright, we have shit set out from Tuli, Tulihulal. There we go. On the way to Erkopacha to find a, not claimant, basically someone to sign our scavenger hunt papers. Uklamat and crew. Following us along. Oh, I need to make sure. Yeah, I do have the ether currents. Aha! Southwest, you say? There. This is it. Huachun Pero, home of the Pelu Pelu. Oh shit. That's not good. You've come all this way for the rite of succession. Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn Servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate then that I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. And the nation's ruler should dress the best for her adored people, yes? Finery for our finest lady, that's right. Come, third promise, my well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady? I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. What did we just talk about? Aaronville, when did you... Ah, a Shatona from far-off Zaktoral. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survive them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you, I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment. And neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, my shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed? I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turn of phrase, and unwitting customers, like Wuklamat, fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelu Pelu. Let us all take Aaronville's words of caution to heart. Both of them thinking about how he's the easiest mark in the fucking world. Okay, and the in-city thing leads out to here. That's fun. Not my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. While Alice and I will speak with the merchants, Wuklamat, you and Aaronville might try approaching travelers and passers-by. Or, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Downtown. I'll be right back. Southwest. West. Nope, that's east. There it is. Oh, we would have come up here anyway. Fair enough. Big flip a whale. To this one. The Dawn Servant Selector? Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it? Me, I don't care much who sits on the throne, so long as they keep Terrell peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? The joy shared is joy doubled, I say. Oh, right, yes, you were talking about that elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Toby, could probably tell you more about it. Alpaca keep. Tell me about your hobo. It's an alpaca you need, look no further. Operation, and then gemstone trader also. Okay, silver lobo hide, I'm sure I'm gonna need those. Electors. Oh yes, I've heard all about the Right of Succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoraal. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? Please, just answer my question. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zoraal or his policies. Fine. Screw you too, buddy. Oh, people have the right idea. I should. Raul! Come on now, buddy. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectful distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visit buyer not so long ago. Dobley, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. Oh no. Uklamat. Did you do it again? No one makes a mistake without Dobley noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Alright then. You know what? I'm thinking... since Raul is going to be out on my... yeah. Since Raul is going to be out, then it makes sense that he's also my mount for now. You have to really watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets. And then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobley is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the Alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. So she hasn't gotten spin down, but she will. Almost certain that she will. Or maybe it was Elsa. That is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let the fear deter me. Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands, keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobley often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Heh, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions. Oh, right. So, if I am to cook a little, I believe that first threat, actually, who do we have? Guys. Why does it only go to Zodiac? Fine. I would have assumed that we had like the new stuff in, but I guess not. Anyways, my assumption is that the first threat is going to be Bakul Jaja, right? It's gonna be a whole like, oh, he's the guy who's he's like the powerful guy. He's the big bully. Yada yada yada. We're gonna trounce him. Then we're gonna get to know Kona a little bit. Then I'm guessing we're gonna fight off. We're going to more directly compete with the first promise, whom I forget his name. And after that, something's going to be revealed about the northern continent, the thing that I think is going to be a bunch of AI, fake reality stuff, the like weird soldier, like future tech soldiers and guns and all that garbage. And I'm guessing Kona's gonna have a hand in that. Like I think we're gonna like deal with Bakul Jaja, have some time with Kona, but not like deal with him. Deal with the next guy, and then like maybe team up with Kona to like deal with the first guy, or maybe just like go with Kona to the North Continent, or chase him to the North Continent as he's like doing stuff, because he doesn't have a retinue yet, which is weird. Anyways, well, obviously I'm not Tobley. I mean, oops, shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Tobley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. Okay, so that's spit, which is, as we know, pungent. Am I Toby? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise in our entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession then? I don't think that's Toby. You think I might be Toby? Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. Okay, so not boastful, not nonchalant. It's clearly diligent. I see we've both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. Ah, the workers so intent on stable chores. I had my eyes on that one too. Time to break the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I'll gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head ledger of Watrunpelo, and head rancher of the family ranch. I'm also one of Golul Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! In a place featured in the Tulihulal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Tobley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all.
Zoralja, that's what his name was.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
You're Tobley.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
The example? What kind of monsters coming out here? Tap into your inner horse girl, Luvuklamat.
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Oh no.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
Bro.
Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
Oh my god.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley braid like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Oh.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
He is just going to beat the shit out of an alpaca.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
You'll get there, Wolflamot. We'll get there.
Are you all right, Orclamat? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Let her save some face. Come on, Erico.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff for me, just to make sure the stench has ruined my sense of smell? Hey, I saw that look. As Wuklamad helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. Don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 bell in the thousands column. You mean 10,000 bell? I don't have that kind of coin. Running the guild, that comes around to 1 million or so. Perhaps if we all pitch in... No. This is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money, somehow. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right, I panicked and got it confused with Alfino's million gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. We're almost talking to buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Let me help you with your deal making. Hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. Is it alright if I... It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Wuklamad goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you settled in that saddle then. Third promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hand to tend to the alpacas. Gladly. Although, Ferror, I think you should go with Wuklamad. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. Misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing. But I'll leave the wool with Ferror anyway. Better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wood to Havil, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. It's actually a really clever way to start things off. There it goes, the majestic mountain zoo. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? How will you be paying for it? This basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mescal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us. Third promise. Such mescal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. That saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued as 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zoral will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It is nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Bruh. Introduces them as, hey, they're never gonna fuck you over on a deal. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more custom. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pedu pray for a victory, Uklemat. The younger ones, though, them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors, and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havi, who, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokhui ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn Servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. The type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed, we just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the piece of Tuli Hiolal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. Let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. Oh yeah. Of course, the Weaver. Volnuk was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road when we first met him. But he just came out of ordering three times his normal amount. I feel like he's not going to be buying much. This is the spot. After Bolnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikuvio's Inn. Most visitors to Huachun Pelo end up staying there. Let's go check, shall we? Kamrau. $220 is another. Can I have that basket, Farrar? Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Volnok, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? I promise you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? I see. The goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Toral is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel, in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Bulnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in your third promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. Can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Pharaoh remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Hey, Farrar, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Aaronville would never let me hear the end of it. All set? Our next deal is waiting to be found. Oh, okay. Success! You've traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one. That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there we go. We find the demand for our supply. So, where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably landsguards or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bare shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list. Okay. He's got weapons, so no. That one's already got a poncho. Also weapons. Let's see. No coat or cloak, and also no weapons? We might have a winner. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliolan, and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu that I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. Now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it, if you'd like to make a trade. For one of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? Crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. Blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd valued it at 1 pound in the thousands column. Oh, from 500 to 1,000. We have a deal. Wonderful. Fine garments such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's Mate Garden, for once. For one, her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's Mate Garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Success! You've doubled your money, Wuklamat. Yeah, if this was only like 60, that means it's like... That means I'll see it when I see it. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you have a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. How do these gloves look? Not a fan. Yes, yes. Give me the materials. Excellent. Before we get moving, who should be the one to hold this? With that, I suppose we hop onto the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? And it's off to the mate fields we go. Don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding no matter what you say. Without our pack of friends, we probably never would have become a traveling merchant. You imagine walking all the way across Tural. I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Wokor Zomor, wasn't that the name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yokui. So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle though, it'd be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best be ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. Oh my god. Look at these goofy buddies. That's a cactuar with anxiety right there. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvlo's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn servant, weren't you? Third promise? That I was? Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobley took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets, and add to that Wuklamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet over the third promise, and let's get to bargaining. You have that little axe for me? Finally crafted ratchet worth 1 petal into 1,000. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. You're Miplu, the owner of these fields? I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pound 1,000 column, same price as the hatchet. It will bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Meatblue, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way, a generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wutlamat. That's why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you'd like, Mablu. Farah and I will have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. I mean, since I'm in the region, I might as well... anything. Fine. 200 G for you. Straight up nothing. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. I'm just gonna pick at one of each. That's another one. Mountain chromite ore. Then if I'm getting wind crystals anyway. Flip. 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 And then back to bird. Back to the bird. Let's see. 1. A 2. A 3. A 4. There it is. And a 5. Idiom Southwest. 130 to the west. What the oh. Why do I keep mixing up east and west today? There it is. Not yet. Hey. How much do you value our work, woman? You brought me some leaves then? Here we go. An acceptable harvest. See how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Here, we've brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I'm prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. I don't know if it's mate or mate. Premium mate. Bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. And we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. Agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Moblu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before, even after everything Tobley's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. Then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How could I accept Tobley to accept my decision then? So, you intend to give up then? I can't. After getting a taste of real trading, I want to be a merchant more than ever. Then you'll just have to be honest. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tural's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobley held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise, but you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zeralja? I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuklamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Yeah. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Aaron this point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Holy. Northeast? Yeah, we have yet to get there. What say... Mega Maggie! Yeah, we'll just hang around this road and see if it's, Oh, what's... Oh yeah, it's right there. Yeah, if it's this close, fuck it. Also, let's check in. What the fuck? Level 95 unspoiled. Run! This feels far for 95. Can I make it? If it's unspoiled, that means it's gonna like disappear in the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes? 4.5 minutes rather. Wait, is it higher still? Did I run all this way for nothing? It seems that I did. This is a flying only zone. Like me, the alpaca I rode it on. Alright. I'll just find... those guys. Are these? Are these? And over here, gonna. Well, I'm here. Don't know if I'm actually gonna need and/or use these, but. Not to. Doop doo. Doo 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 doo. You know what? See if we get anything on the screen. Booze man. Oh, booze man. We'll want to speak with a man. We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery furore, perhaps Wolf could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Give me the gossip. Me. I am a chef from Tuliolan. I often come here to buy Gobley's mezcal, the finest in Tural, a according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less, potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Interesting. Gobley might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of Sunperch. There's not much I can say about Gobley, but I can tell you what Gobley's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around agave jars. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his products. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. You can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Okay. So the main thing is, hey, I've got some manpower to give you. I can go kill a bunch of monsters. So, what did you find out? I have fashion tips. Oh, we can make use of all of those tidbits. The deal's as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Wicklamat. You have business with me, sir? Why don't we talk down below so as to not distract the Alpaca from his work? Oh, look at him. The lad. Now, what's this about it? What's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. Must warn you, though. Doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pel, but we can offer a sack of mint leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mint leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? The Hubico's chef's distaste for strong drink, I think. Then once he's got some alcohol in him, I can tell him about his bad fashion sense. And then seal the deal by suggesting our manpower. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, a Hubico chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mat tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I had noticed the growing reluctance on the part of my Hubico friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Excuse me, I was not fast enough on the mute button. Should we offer to call the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent accession ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. Your mescal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit, I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mescal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volokshunsa. It would be such a shame to miss your chance of a lifetime supply for want of proper garments. Ew. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing. An introduction to a weaver. His name is Bulnuk, and his works are highly regarded in Tuli-Yolal. Connection. As a supporter of Uklamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage. Scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, why aren't there monsters running amok in Agav Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, it's shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Ferror and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bulnuk. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wachenpelo. Be safe? Northeast, you say? What about over here? No? Nothing? Oh, there we go. I'm assuming it's just going to be the same thing, but I should check regardless. Oh, it's new. That should be a guy of Jaws, just over there. This'll go faster if we split up. Come and find me once you finish clearing out your share of the pests. Yeah. Hold on. You know what? Sure. Why not? You help me, I help you. You still need to summon your thing, buddy. It doesn't count if it's mine. Alright, I can just run off over. Badoom. Gadoom. Look at that skill. It looks so good. Hey, buddy. Up there. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. I'm just going to ignore y'all. Don't mind me. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have that the sack of leaves. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mat leaves and written instruction to Bullnock as requested, as agreed. And the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Oh. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand, for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Excellent trade! Oh. Now this is a really interesting... Oh, this is really... So many times the options for quest rewards are like... just random bunch of food that you're not going to use, but this is nice. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pound jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havley's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. Alright, you warmongering piece of shit. This is it, the trade we've been working towards. Ooh, still one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, Saddler. We've brought your precious mescal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? Were you in nothing? A few measly clumps of wood? What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Oh. I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zaraja. I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise. Great. Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. I can taste that smooth mescal already. Alright, you little booze hound. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think, we started out with only 100 pel per... a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third province. We got what we came for, so let's return to the wrench. The others will be waiting. We did it. Traded a 10,000 pel jug of premium mescal for a taming saddle. Someone mentioned... Yeah, no, I heard it. Alpha boy, my lad. You've acquired the saddle then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn. Look at this thing with pure evil in its eyes. Great sunken gods, I did it! Oh, really cute saddle. You hardly seem bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Uklamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. You're only now noticing that. Oh, was that Zeralja? Zeralja! He's back. What the fuck? Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca he's brought, is it Jutsby or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca live a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How'd they manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it would yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Woodland. Strength alone won't win our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Thural can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. Oh my god, he's a Shar. No, not a Shar. He's a Zex. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict. The wage of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tulihiolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth, have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. It is true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Galul Jaja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. You would unite not only Tulihiolal, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. My man's got solid gold thigh garters, holy shit. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. Munch. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Kona. It's like we're not even family. I'll ponder Zeralja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. Valley of Orankanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuklabat off on our hunt. Oh, I get to cheer her on. I think what I'll do is I'll hit 91. Once I hit 91, I'll swap to Warrior until the quests hit 91. And then I'll swap back to Bard. I can do this. I know I can. Got this. Such a nice quality of life change, being able to click the button from there.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wooklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shak Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlayan. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Interesting.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
now? What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Oh.
I did it.
How many times were you spit in the face?
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, third promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. One minute, 1 hour 40. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause for a second.